Alright, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks since I had a video. Me and the wife kind of took a little vacation. You guys can see I kind of got the Rad's front end torn apart here on the Expand 5. So, gonna be putting a new fork on it. I'm not sure whether that fork, the stock fork, is bent. It might be just a little bit. But I kept hearing kind of a noise that sounded like it was coming from inside the area, in this area, and it could just been the cable rattling too in there. But I pulled it off, and then once I got it off, I was just like, it was so easy to take off, I might as well just order a suspension fork. So went ahead and ordered an RST guide for it. So once we get it installed, we'll do some rides, and it's easy to install this. It was easy to pull it off, so it's going to be easy to put it back on. I am gonna have to cut the new fork tube a little bit to line it up with that. I could just use some extensions, but I kind of like where the fork handlebar height is now, so I didn't want to redo it. So but we'll get out once I get it all put back together and installed. We'll do a ride, and this will just kind of be the second half of it coming up. So we'll see you when we're riding. Take care, everybody. Alright, everybody, this project's kind of taken a unfortunate bad turn. As you can see, I got the fork on the bike. It went on there nicely. I changed you know, the crown, whatever, that crown raceway, whatever it's called. That I actually ordered a new kit, but I ended up tapping the old one off the fork, and I reused it and just saved the new kit. But the issue here is that unfortunately the quick release will not go, it's not long enough to fit all the way through the fork. So I cannot attach the wheel on, and pretty frustrating considering that I'm down to the last, what, 25-30 minutes of this project. Put the wheel on, attach the brakes, put the fender on, take the bike down and go for a damn ride. So I'm currently hunting for a longer quick release axle skewer. Hopefully I can find one. If not, probably my only alternative is to try to make this a through axle. So I don't know if I can do that with the wheel that's on the bike or not. Might be able to, but I may have to buy a new wheel to do that with a through axle already in it. So just a bummer. Rad's down right now. That's unfortunate as well, since this is actually my main rider, my workout bike, my, you know, go out and try to get some exercise bike. But somehow I'm gonna get this thing up and going. The fork looks so much better. There's that junky white one, which I may have even bent it when I had the crash. Well, it may be raked out, but it's definitely got, it's either bent or it's got a big rake in it. It may have bent it a little bit more, but you guys can see that fork looks so much better on there. So I did quite a bit of research on this. Most of the bikes I read reviews on were the Rad Runner, but I can't imagine that the Rad Runner has a longer quick release axle skewer than this. It has a 3-inch fat tire, and this has a 4-inch. So just kind of a bummer, y'all. So hopefully the next time you see this bike, it's rolling down the road and I'm getting off it and showing you the final installation product here. So take care. Have a good one. All right, everybody. Just a little update on Little Smokey here. We haven't shown him in a while. Little Smokey's going to be a year old in the 1st of June. So he's still got a little bit of way to go. A month and a little bit. He's looking good. We just trimmed his beak up. It had gotten kind of long and overgrown. So he's doing real well. He's got a little friend over here named Rusty. And Rusty's got a kind of a busted up wing. Although he can still fly just fine. I just kind of took him in like that. So he's a tangerine pearl ringneck. They get along okay. It did what I wanted it to do. When I'm gone for a couple days at a time now, Smokey still eats and drinks water and does his business just fine. So just a little update on him. So take care, everybody. All right, welcome back. I'm out here on the Rev 1. So we might have a little bit of wind noise. I put this fairing on here and it does kick a little wind up into the mic. All right, well, as y'all seen, the Rad is up on the stand, unfortunately. And hopefully I'm going to be able to find a quick release axle skewer that's longer. I'm hunting. So, I found a 200 millimeter one. I've placed an order, but it's coming from China. So I'm going to look locally at some bike shops and see if I can't find something locally. But it's kind of a bummer, y'all. So hate to be held up by something like this. All right, on some better news, I gotten a couple email updates on the bike we've got coming in. So it looks like well, they're saying the boat has docked and everything just needs to clear customs, and then they got to get the stuff to their warehouse, process it, and then they're going to start shipping. So I'm probably going to be the mid-May, more than likely, by the time all that gets done. Today's draft day in the NFL. As a lot of y'all know who are Cowboy fans, the Cowboys have done absolutely nothing. So, just kind of sad. So, got a feeling we're looking at a down year. So, we'll see what they get in the draft. Maybe they can pull off something better than last year's draft picks. So let's just do a quick talk about this pre-ordering and pre-selling of e-bikes, because I don't quite understand this. You know, I have a real good bank, so they're going to give me my money back if a company just kind of bailed on stuff. So I'm not concerned about that. But what I don't get is, we would never do that with a car. We would never give somebody a bunch of money for a car and not be taking possession of it. Yeah, I don't understand why we fund these e-bikes builds through pre-orders and pre-selling. And it's not just e-bikes. There's several companies that do this with you know, PEVs. I guess I just don't understand it. So, something I guess I just don't get. It's basically, you're funding the builds for these bikes when we do this. So doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But we do it. Not sure that we should be helping these, especially some of these new companies. Basically, we're funding their builds, a lot of them. So when we pre-sell and pre-order it, just for an example, the Lyric Graffiti X, that bike was supposed to be out last year. And there's still no guarantee it's going to be shipping in August like they're saying. So, sometimes I just don't understand why we fund these. Basically, we're funding these companies' bills. I was heading towards a busy road. Just kind of turned back. Well, as y'all saw, the Rad is up on the rack, and it's a bummer. So, I will say this though, that fork sure does look nice on there. Sure is way heavier dutier than the stock fork. I'm gonna have to take back what I said about my original. That bike should have come with some kind of suspension for it. Well, now that it's on there, or kinda on there, it should have been on there all along, I believe. We'll see. I may go out for a ride and tell y'all no. I've heard that shock is very stiff, so through a lot of the reviews. But kind of a bummer that it's down. You know, I was about, like I was saying, I was about 30 minutes away from riding, so. Well, and then on one other note, E23 sure does look mighty fine. Have to say that quite an independent young eaglet there. Looks magnificent. And then on another note, y'all, I'm not sure Angel and Tom are nesting in that nest this year. They're in that area. But let me tell you something about red-tailed hawks. I've seen red-tailed hawks chain trees every year for 5 straight years, and have a perfectly good nest in the tree they abandoned, one of the trees they abandoned. So, you know, it's just don't be surprised if they're not in that tree. So. All right, well, that's going to do it Hopefully the next time I'm on the air, I'm on the Rad, but may not be. Like I said, if I can't find something local, I'm gonna have to wait for that one to come from China, if it even comes. So, but leave me a like, hit that subscribe button, and leave me some comments. Y'all have a good one, everybody. We'll see you on the next ride. Take care.